Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial on the Python series. Today we are going to discuss about operators in Python. Like any other programming language, Python also supports various types of operators, so we will understand each of them with the help of examples. Let's see what operators are in Python. Now, operators are generally used to perform operations on values and variables in Python. These are standard symbols used for logical and arithmetic operations. The value that the operator operates on is called the operand. So here on your screens, you can see the different types of operators available in Python. First, we have arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are used to perform mathematical operations. It returns either true or false according to the condition. So these are the comparison operators. You have less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. We have not equal to, and we have equal to equal to. Third, we have assignment operators. So assignment operators are used in Python to assign values to variables. So these are the assignment operators. You have equal to, you have plus equal to. So for example, you have a variable called x, and if you say x plus equal to 7, this means it is x equal to x plus 7. Similarly, if you say x minus equal to 7, this means x equal to x minus 7. And similarly, you can see the other assignment operators here. Next up, we have the logical operators. So logical operators are used in the expression evaluation to make a decision. If both the expressions are true, then the condition will be true for an AND operator. For an OR operator, if one of the expressions is true, then the OR condition will be true. Now for NOT, if an expression A is true, then NOT A will be false. We also have bitwise operators. So bitwise operators act on operands as if they were strings of binary digits. It acts on bits and performs bit by bit operation. So hence it is called bitwise operator. So here each value is evaluated as zeros and ones. Then we have identity operators. So identity operators are used to check if two values are located on the same part of the memory. Two variables that are equal does not imply that they are identical. We'll understand each of these operators in the demo session on the Jupyter Notebook. And finally, we have membership operators. So membership operators are used to test whether a value or variable is in a sequence. So you have is and is not as identity operators. In membership operators, we have in and not in. Now let's head over to our Jupyter Notebook and we'll see and explore all these operators one by one. So I am on my Jupyter Notebook, operators in Python. So let's first start with arithmetic operators. I'll just give a comment here saying arithmetic operators. Okay. First up, we'll see the addition operator. For that, let me assign two variables. So I have assigned a variable x to a value 10, and let's say we have the second variable y equal to 4. Now if I say print x plus y, it will perform an arithmetic operation, that is addition, and will sum the result of x and y and gives me 14, because 10 plus 4 is 14. Then let's say I'll write print x minus y, that gives me 6, because 10 minus 4 is 6. Similarly, you can have multiplication as well. So I'll write x asterisk y, that gives me 40, because 10 multiplied by 4 is 40. Similarly, let's say x divided by y. It gives me 2.5, which is basically the quotient of these two operands. Alright. Now, if you were to find the remainder, you can use the modulus operator. So I'll write x modulo y. It gives me 2. So you divide 10 by 4, the remainder is 2. Now you can use the double asterisk operator, which is basically known as power. So the left operand is raised to the power of right. I'll write print x, give 2 asterisks, and then say y. It gives me 10,000. So what basically Python does is it will raise 10 to the power of 4. So 10 is multiplied 4 times and the result is 10,000. You can also try out another example. Let's say 2 raised to the power of 4. This gives me 16. If I say 2 raised to the power of 3, that is 2 cube, and the result is 8. You can also perform floor division. So floor division results into whole number adjusted to the left in the number line. So if I write print x, and floor division is given by 2 forward slash, then I'll write y, that gives me 2. So it returns a whole number. A generic division gives me 2.5 that has the floating point value, but a floor division will give me a whole number adjusted to the left on the number line. Alright, so these are some of the basic arithmetic operators that are very popular in Python. Next, we'll move on to assignment operators. I'll give a comment as assignment operators. Okay. Let's assign a value x equal to 7. So here we are assigning the value of 7 to x, and your equal to is an example of assignment operator. Now if I print x, it will give me 7. Now let's say I'll again write x equal to 7, and in the next line I'll write x plus equal to 3, and will print x. So what Python does is it adds 3 to my original value that x holds, that is 7. So here x plus equal to 3 means x equal to x plus 3. So x equal to x plus 3 can be written as x plus equal to 3. Similarly, you can also write x minus equal to something. Say x equal to 7, and then I write x minus equal to 3. Then we'll print x. This gives me 4 because we are subtracting the original value of x by 3. So here x minus equal to 3 means x equal to x minus 3. Okay. Similarly, let's say I'll write x asterisk equal to 3. If I run it and print the value of x, it gives me 12 because our previous x value was 4, and now we have multiplied x by 3. So x value now becomes 12. Let's say I'll write x divided by 3, and I'll print x. It gives me 4.0. This is a floating point number. So we are dividing 12 by 3, and the result is 4.0. Cool. If you want, you can also perform an exponent operation or a power operation. So let's say I have x equal to 7, and then I write x double asterisk equal to say 2, and then we'll print x. Okay, there is an error here. Let's debug the error. I have put a space here. Let's delete that space. You have to keep this in mind. Now let's run it. There you go. So 7 raised to the power of 2, which is basically 7 square, is 49. You can change the values and run other examples. Let's say 10 raised to the power of 3. We have 1000 as the result. Okay. Now moving ahead. Now we'll understand about comparison operators. So I'll give a comment as comparison operators. Okay, let's say I have x equal to 7 and then I have y equal to 3. If I print x equal to y, it will give me false. The reason being, the value that x holds is not equal to the value present in y. These are two different values that x and y hold, so x is not equal to y, and if we print x equal to y, it will give us false. Now I'll just copy this code, I'll print it here, and instead of equal to I'll give not equal to. So not equal to is represented by an exclamation mark followed by an equal to. If I write x not equal to y, this gives us true because x and y are two different values and they are not equal. I'll print my code again, and this time let's say I'll write x greater than y. It gives us true because 7 is greater than 3. If I write x less than y and hit shift enter, that gives me false because 7 is not less than 3. I'll print the code again. This time we'll see if x is greater than equal to 3. If I run it, it is true because 7 is greater than equal to 3. And now let's check for less than equal to. This is false because 7 is not less than equal to 3. Okay, so these are some of the basic comparison operators that are available in Python. Now moving ahead, we'll see how logical operators work in Python. Okay, first we'll look at the AND operator in Python. Suppose I have a value of 7 stored in x and then I have a value of 12 stored in y. If I write print x greater than 2 and y less than 10, let's run it and see the result. It gives us false. Now AND logical operators will return true if both the conditions are true, and it will return false even if one of the condition is false. So here x is greater than 2, which means 7 is greater than 2 is true, but y less than 10, which is 12 less than 10, is false, and hence our entire expression becomes false. Next, let's say I have x equal to 5 and then I'll print x greater than 3 or x less than 10. If I run this, it returns us true. The reason being, x greater than 3 is true, which means 5 is greater than 3, that is true, but 5 is not less than 10. But since one of the conditions is true, so the OR operation in Python returns us true. Now let's see another example. I'll write x equal to 5 and y equal to 10. I'll print x greater than 10 or y less than 20. If I run this, it returns true. So let's see our expression. X greater than 10, that is 5 greater than 10, is false, but y less than 20, so 10 is less than 20 is true. So our OR operation will give us true since one of the condition is true. Now moving to the next logical operator, we have NOT. I'll give an comment here as OR, and now we'll see NOT. Let's say I have x equal to 5 and then I'll print x greater than 3 and x less than 10, this should ideally give us true. The reason being x is greater than 3 and x is less than 10. Let's run and verify. Okay, so this is true. Now let me copy this and I'll paste it in the next cell. Now I'll replace my above print statement with a not operator, and we'll close our print function with another bracket. Now let's run it. So this will give us false because my expression evaluates to true, but not true is false. Okay, now moving ahead, let's discuss identity operators in Python. Alright, so we'll start by assigning a value of, let's say, 505 to x, and then in y I'll have 500 plus 5, so which is also 505. So x and y hold the same value of 505. Now I'll print x comma y. So you can see here both the values are same, 505 for x and y. Now I'll use the logical operator, that is double equal to or equal to. I'll write x equal to y. This will give us true because x and y hold the same value of 505. But let's check with the identity operator. So I'll write x is y. If I run this, it gives me false. The reason being, x and y both refer to objects whose value is 505. They are equal, but they are not referencing to the same object. Now this you can verify using the id function in Python. If I write id of x, this will give me the memory location that x has. You can see this is the memory location of x. Now if I write id of y, there you go. So this is a separate memory location in which y is holding the value of 505, and hence x is y is different, and hence it is false. Now suppose I write x equal to 100 and I have y equal to 200. If I write x is not y, this gives us true. The reason being, x and y both are holding different values, so x is not y is true. Let's see another example. This time we'll define two lists. So I have a list called A that has value, let's say 5, 6, 3, 7, 1, let's say 9. And then I'll have another list that will also have the same elements. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, if I write C equal to A, and then we'll print A is C. If I run this, it gives us true because we are assigning the variable A to C, and hence the memory locations are the same for both, and hence A is C gives us true. What if I write A is B? Now this gives us false. So here A and B are both less. They are equal but not identical. It is because the interpreter in Python allocates them separately in memory, although they are equal. Okay, now let's talk about membership operators in Python. I'll give a comment as membership operators. Okay, let's say I have a list A that has the above values 5, 6, 3, 7, 1 and 9. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, I have another list B that has different types of elements. We have 4, next element is Python, then we have 2, 7, let's say Simplilearn, and then I have 9. I'll run this first. So I have my two lists A and B. I have printed them. Let's explore how the membership operator works. So we saw in the slides in and not in are two membership operators. If I write 5 in A and run it, it returns me true because you see here 5 is present in A and hence 5 in A will return true. What if I write 55 in A? This gives us false because you see here in the list A we don't have an item 55 in A. So it gives us false. What if I write 4 in B? This gives me true. You see here in B we have the element 4, so 4 in B is true. One thing I wanted to show you is what if I write Python in B? You see here it gives us false. Though we have Python in our list B, but the Python I'm trying to check is not present in B. The reason being here Python is written in lowercase, but what I'm checking Python P is in uppercase, so it is case sensitive and hence this gives me false. Let's say I'll declare a dictionary y equal to, and within curly braces I'll give my key A and I'll assign the value of India. Let's say I have another key B and that has a value, let's say USA. Now if I check A in Y, it gives me true because your key A is present in Y. Now what if I check India in Y? Now this gives me false. So here the membership operator won't work on the values, it only works on keys in a dictionary. Now let me go ahead and change the keys to numbers. I'll give 1 that has India and the second key I'll have 2. Now if I change A to 1, it will work fine. It gives me India, but if I write USA in Y, it gives me false. As I said, the membership operator won't work on the values, it only works on the keys in a dictionary. Cool. Now coming to the final section of our demo, we'll explore about bitwise operator. Okay, so Python bitwise AND operator returns 1 if both the bits are 1, otherwise it will return 0. So first let's see 7 ampersand 2. If I run it, it gives me the value of 2. So what Python does is it will first convert the numbers 7 and 2 to their binary equivalents, that is in the form of zeros and ones, and then it will perform the bitwise AND operation. So 7 ampersand 2, the value is 2. If I write 3 ampersand 5, the value is 1. Again it will first convert 3 and 5 to binary equivalents in the form of zeros and ones, and then it will perform the AND operation, the bitwise AND operation. Now the Python bitwise OR operator returns 1 if any of the bits is 1. If both the bits are 0, it will return 0. So if I write 10 or 5, it gives me 15. So first it will convert 10 and 5 to binary equivalents, and then it will perform the bitwise OR operation. Let's see another example. I'll write 4 or 8. I'll run it. So the bitwise OR operation gives us 12 as the result. Alright. So that brings us to the end of this demo session on operators in Python. I hope it was useful and informative. If you have any queries, then please feel free to put them in the comment section. Thank you for watching and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.